those of you who got an invite, welcome to Nerd Prom.
No matter where in the world you are, we're all nerds! International. With the hyphen.
Crazy Taxi?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's a game, isn't it?
Yeah, I played fucking Crazy Taxi. I know what that is, but why is it this is Crazy Taxi?
Because it says at the beginning of Crazy Taxi, hey, it's Crazy Taxi.
Only people that played, like only a few amount of people that play Crazy Taxi.
Yeah, but then not a lot of people know, but there's a Crazy Taxi.
Was that like an Easter egg to all the fucking Crazy Taxi fans out there?
No, it's because there's a Crazy Taxi tabletop role-playing game coming out.
Is there really?
No.
It's me, Nikk Harrison.
And me, Harrison Hunt, aka the Mysterious Stranger.
Hey?
Exactly.
We are TableTopTwats, or Twats for our American listeners.
Hi, America.
Hi.
So, we've got a good show, haven't we?
Yeah.
An amazing show. This is a show all about tabletop RPGs, and we've got several things. We've got What You've Been Saying, where we talk about what we've been playing. We've got the main subject, which this time is Maid. We've got the results to our unbelievably cool colouring competition.
Exciting, yeah.
And then we've got challenges, and this week we are challenging each other to something bloody amazing. So
stick around for that. I think that's going to be when people stop listening to this podcast. So
that's going to be what kills the podcast. Yeah, so make sure you're
dead in its tracks, so don't miss it.
And then we've got Fireside Tales, where we share our RPG stories. We've got Adventure Call, and then we've got Electro Letters. It's going to be sick, as the kids say.
It's gonna
Shut up.
Shut up.
That's what the kids say. But I'm trying to get the under 10s listening.
Kids.
Throughout the show, I'm going to drop in things like Shabba, H, Gibby, Grime.
Oh God.
What? That's what people say, man.
We don't want kids listening to this podcast.
Actually, yeah, there's some pretty vulgar content. Like last week, I said the cunt word.
Oh, stop it. You better bleep that out. I'll try and cut that down a little bit.
It's not happening, mate. It's not happening.
Fuck it.
So, without further fuckery, let us go into What You've Been Saying. Play the jingle.
Oi! Yeah? What you slaying?
Okay, so on this bit of Tabletop Dick Mittens, we are talking about what we've been playing this week. This week, I've actually been playing the game Maid.
Yes.
And I ran a session of it last week, and I'm not going to talk about that now because the main subject this week is Maid, but I also bought some new RPG products.
Oh, man. Yes.
So, I've got... I went to Forbidden Planet yesterday, which is a nerd shop in London, and they've got a surprising...
Pretty cool name, actually, and there was one in Croydon as well, which I was really proud of.
Shut down now.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously, it's Croydon, but to all the Croydoners listeners out there, I grew up in Croydon.
So you had to go and keep saying specific references about Crazy Taxi, and now you're talking about Croydon.
I love Croydon.
Shut up.
Everyone from Croydon has to love Croydon.
So in Forbidden Planet, they've got this RPG section now that is a bit better than it used to be. And they've got some quite cool, rare stuff in there. So obviously we've made...
Which ain't online, my ads. I popped online to have a look when you're saying about you picking up some RPG stuff, and not a lot at all, so I think it's more
just
get
in
out
the
and go
store.
to the shop, yeah.
Yeah, well, one of the cool things is that we obviously play Call of Cthulhu quite a lot, the horror role-playing game, and I've always wanted to get a DM screen for it because it's kind of just cool to have. It's like a cool accessory.
Yeah.
And I finally managed to pick one up and I found it there.
Nice. Look at this.
So first off, I'll give you the DM screen and you can have a look at it and just describe to the listeners what's going on.
Wow.
So check out the picture on the front first. It's a really nice screen.
So it's a trifold, is that right?
Yes.
I would say so, next triangle. And it's it's a creepy landscape. We've got like woodlands on the left-hand side.
Got some monsters in the
woodlands. Man, look at the tentacles. Yeah, there's a guy.
It's like a Japanese porn.
The woods. Tentacle sex going on everywhere. No,
but there's loads of investigators standing around. It's dark and gloomy.
Old cars. There's like an explorer holding a torch ready to go off, and then to the right you've got like a bunch of mountains.
Do you know what I like about
really
it?
Dark
Is
scene,
that
I like it.
I like the fact that the logo doesn't appear anywhere on it.
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
a cool picture.
Yeah, it's just a really nice
and
picture.
On the back, you've got like rules for temporary sanity loss and things like that, in case you're playing the game and you want it for a quick reference.
Really nice.
But one of the cool things about this was it was £25, and my mum very kindly bought it for me. But it also comes with a bunch of other stuff, which is awesome because usually you just get screen.
Not just the screen.
You got this. I'm handing Nick a book with a sort of zombie-like thing on the front. And it is.
That's like I buy.
Yeah, it's 2 adventure modules for Call of
Cthulhu and Backwater Creek.
Yeah,
nice.
And it's got adventure modules. They got like handouts and shit in there, loads of new monsters.
Maps.
Yeah, and it's just 2 adventure modules for Call of Cthulhu.
And this is for is this for the new edition then?
This is for 7th edition, yeah. And I should say that my brother bought Call of Cthulhu 7th edition and was
really nice.
reading through it on the train back, and it was really, really cool. They've made a lot of changes to the original Call of Cthulhu so that I think you could get straight into 7th and not have to worry about any of the previous editions and how expensive they are.
I might have to get 7th. This is a really, really, really nice book. Look at this.
Yeah.
H.P. Lovecraft's face popping up at the side.
Yeah, it's got Harry Houdini in there as well, which is a bit
wow,
nice.
really?
But yeah, it's two adventure modules that come with it. And in addition to that,
really nice. £25 for all this.
Yeah, and a quick reference book for keepers and more maps, and then you got some high quality glossy character sheets as well. It's a very nice product.
You'd never write on these, though, would you?
No, I don't think I would. I'm just gonna frame it and put it on my wall.
Szia! Az én nevem Alan Rickman, és amikor épp nem a galaxis mentem meg, TableTopTwats hallgatok.
So the nice people at Core Fun Studios were nice enough to send us over the Solar Echoes starter kit and Solar Echoes Union Guard handbook.
So Solar Echoes is a complete RPG system.
Absolutely, yeah. It seems really good. I've been really busy with work this week, so I've only been able to skim over it, unfortunately. But from what I've seen, it looks quite cool. It's a futuristic kind of sci-fi opera. Space opera, that's the word.
Yeah. It's basically, instead of rolling dice, you have to sing wildly and loudly from the diaphragm. So it's a sci-fi RPG system.
Yep.
What do you think of it anyway, from what you've seen?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. From what I can see, it's in the future. There's 7 races, and they kind of all have to all these from different planets and stuff, and they've made like an alliance to kind of all
fight against evil.
Not so much fight against evil, like to get on with each other and survive and stuff. And then there's like an elite team called the Core. I can't remember now. But it's like of heroes basically. That's what the characters are, and they go out on missions. And there's also like an imminent threat coming, like a greater threat that could come in again. But they I
quite like the fact that all of these race designs for the aliens seem to be quite unique. Like you've got. In other games, like other sci-fi games, you always have a grey alien, you have a Wookiee, you have a cat person, whatever. But in this, you've got what looks like Cthulhu monster with 2 beam sabers.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Blob thing with a gun, insect person, black sort of panther type guy.
Yeah.
Flower, lizard folk,
and human.
Because all games have to contain a human for some reason.
Got to in it, yeah. And so,
it's called something.
You're part of this elite force, and I think the thing is each character has different skills, and the idea is they really kind of push group kind of tactics, if you like, and working as a group. So I don't think there's an initiative. So it's like I attack you, you attack me. You sit and plan your manoeuvre together, and then it's moved out, I think, and then obviously there's roles for combat and stuff, and it's left quite open. So there's rules for tasks and there's rules for hacking, rules for chases, and lots of other stuff, and it kind of it really pushes to kind of create your stories around it and that, and so it's nice. It's wicked, man. It looks quite cool. So I'm going to have a proper read of it now. I'm not so busy with work this week. Maybe we'll give it a go, try it out. But it looks nice, good, and it was really nice. They've sent us the. Like I said, everything we need to get started, and that's from Core Fun Studios. So we're going to check it out and maybe give it a go. So thank you very much. I think it's D6 based from what I read.
It looks good.
It does look nice, yeah.
Thing is though, now if it's rubbish and we don't like it, well, actually no, we're not going to say anything. But the people, because they were very kind to send it to us. But if everyone listening, if you don't hear us talk about it again, then you'll know.
Well, no, you can't say that.
I can't say that, but just imagine I didn't say that, but think it still anyway.
No, just think what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. champion of the dungeon.
Lastly, I wanted to mention, I've posted a link on our G Plus to their website because I think it's a really great website. It's called the Dice Shop Online, and I think it's like the largest online dice shop.
But hang on, what do you mean by online?
It exists online. On a line? I don't know.
Is this some sort of intercomputer sort of thing?
Interweb, yeah. You know, like we get.
You mean a shop in a computer?
Inside, yeah. And you rattle it and the dice comes out. It's really nice.
It comes out the floppy disk
Out
drive.
the bottom bit. There is so much to choose from on there. We spoke about it before when I get pissed and buy loads of dice, but I haven't done that. I actually did it sober. But I got myself bone dice, which look really cool.
Nice.
They're
made from the bones of
Cuplo
prostitutes.
bone dice. Yeah, shut up with the prostitutes.
Sorry.
Cuplo bone dice, which are they're just a D6, but they've got like bone edges, so they don't look normal. They look really odd. It's cool.
I've seen those. They're sort of like kind of jagged looking.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, those are awesome.
They look really cool. And I got some orange dice because I haven't got any orange dice, and they're like forged orange, so they're almost like got like splatter mark. They look pretty nice.
Nice.
And I got I bought a D6 with the 6. That's a little tombstone that says RIP.
Nice.
Thought it'd be good for a wild dice.
So you got in touch with them, didn't you? You were saying earlier on. What did you ask the dice shop online?
I asked them a little bit to tell them a little bit more about themselves. And he said, "What would you like to know?" And I just said, how long you've been going for and where you're based and just general stuff. And then I think maybe I missed an email or something, but all I got back was, "Yes, thanks," or "Yes, that would be fine," or something.
So we know at some point in the future they're going to tell us about the history of their company, but we don't know when.
Ooh,
So
this is a mysterious episode.
DiceShopOnline.com, or is it?
Ooh.
All right.
Oh no, yeah, it's good. Get on there. There's loads of fucking
It's a
dice.
great
on there.
website.
It's very nice website.
Probably.
Maid. Subject. Maid. Subject. Sorry.
Moshi Moshi. Today's subject is
Who?
Maid.
Moshi Moshi.
Moshi Moshi, Nick.
Moshi. Is it good or bad?
Well, it's all right.
Moshi Moshi.
So we're talking about Maid, the role-playing game, and that is a RPG that comes out of Japan. And basically, the premise of the game, we spoke about this a little bit in the last episode, but the premise of the game is that the GM is the master and all the players are his maids.
Okay, nice.
And the object is for the maids to try and do his bidding well enough that he likes them and he'll award them favour.
Okay, what's favour then?
Favour you can spend it on levelling up, you can spend it on adding pluses to rolls, or creating random events. And
Oh, okay,
I'll
so
talk about that in a minute. But
So you win experience, if you like, experience points and stuff.
by impressing the master.
Okay, nice.
And then the other thing is that you've got stress points, and they can cause you to lose favour.
Okay.
So the more stress you have, the more likely you are to have a stress explosion. So that's basically like your HP, and when that runs out, you have to go on this table of things, and I'll just get the
Stress
now.
explosion.
So a stress explosion, basically what happens is, this is part of your character's personality, and when a stress explosion occurs, what will happen is you basically have to do your stress explosion. You have to act within the parameters of it. So, to give you an example,
Okay, this sounds
somebody had rampage, so that meant when he had too many stress points, he would have to go on a rampage for an amount of time allocated by the GM. So, you would have to go on a rampage to destroy things and like smash shit up.
The master's not going to fucking
Exactly,
like
so it can cause you to lose favour and
that. Can
it'll
I have a
take it away.
stress explosion now?
Yes, what
Okay,
you need
let's
to do is roll 2d6.
2d6, okay.
So this will determine which one you take, basically. If you were creating a character to say to it, roll.
Okay, cool. I got 3 and a 4.
So that is 43 if you're looking at it from my angle.
Yeah.
So you do it in a row, basically.
Oh, okay.
So you've got crying. So you start crying. There's no need for an affection check for this. So what that means is every time you get too many stress points, you have to cry for X number of minutes.
Oh,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're, crying in this way, that way, whatever. If you're rampaging in whatever way you want, as long as it's within those parameters. Mm-hmm. But that's basically how it works. So death is very, very hard to come by. You only die in air quotes, if you lose all your favour, then you're officially dismissed. By your master.
Okay, that's quite nice.
So stress explosions.
Well, it's not nice to get dismissed, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. But
But you don't die. That's got to be the first role-playing game that I've ever known of where death isn't a thing.
it's not really. Failure is more of a thing.
Ah.
But the thing is, I bought this, right? It sounds fucking stupid because it's like, oh, you know, you're a maid or whatever. And I bought this thinking, okay, it cost me £15, right? And I thought, this is going to be a bunch, like, really stupid and something funny to talk about on the podcast. And we ended up playing it last week. It was basically what happened was Nick was on call at work, which meant that he... Saving lives, and so you couldn't come. So instead of doing your game that we've been playing through, we decided to do a one-off session of Maid, and...
So I don't know anything about this game other than just when you quickly told me about it. But
Yeah.
I never got to play it, so it's quite interesting.
I was so surprised because we just thought it'd be a laugh and be something to talk about. How much fun it was!
Yeah.
It's so good, and I can't honestly speak highly enough of this game because from the get-go, to roll a character is so simple. You just pick some traits off a table, you pick some background stuff, and then you pick your special ability. So you roll for your stats, and your highest stat is a special ability. So you get that, and you get something like, for instance, Sean had one where he had to fight with a giant weapon. Like another guy had
When you say giant weapon, do you mean like
comically giant.
Okay, and any weapon, any
weapon that you have will just become giant.
Wow. So what if you've only got like, I don't know, your shoe?
Then you have a giant shoe. But the thing is, it's like the thing about it that the two things that made it so worth playing was that it was so quick and easy to get into, and that it was just cartoon comic type comedy. And that's what it's sort of geared towards, is a lot of silly stuff happening. And it's like...
It's fun though, isn't it?
Yeah. So, like, you've got people doing stress explosions, you've got ridiculous enemies, crazy stuff that can happen, a master constantly, like, looming over...
So you was the master, was you?
No, but I sort of... instead of literally me being the master, I had it so that I made a character that was the master.
Yeah, okay.
So the way the game works is that you just roll a d6 to do anything, and instead of having skills like in Pathfinder or Cthulhu or something like that where you have specific skills for accounting, for athletics or whatever,
climbing, fright.
In Maid you just have 6 attributes.
Is there a character sheet in the background?
Yeah, I'll find it.
Oh
yeah, there we go.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it's basically you just roll one of these things. So you've got
attributes. You've got athletics, affection, skill, cunning, luck, and will.
You just roll one of those, and it's assumed because it's just all about quick fun and comedic style cartoon play. All you do is just roll one of those, and it's assumed that if you're good at athletics, you're good at everything that is athletics.
So you're quick, you can jump, you can... Yeah, I see what you mean.
Precisely. So it's kind of nice and simple like that.
You can jump higher.
Yeah. But...
So what's maid types then?
Maid types are... You've got different types of, like, archetypes of maids that you can be.
Right,
so you have to pick 2 maid types at the beginning, and they gave you certain bonuses. So you've got it's like heroine, cool, sexy, shy. You've got things like that. So that's basically it. You just get given scenarios by the GM, and he controls the master, and then you just roll off of that really small table of attributes.
Yeah.
And that's really it. Like, and you can create a character in 5 minutes and get playing in 5 minutes. Honestly, it was so unbelievably fun because everyone got how to play the game immediately.
So you could just keep banging one-shots out of this, couldn't you? Really?
Yeah, or you could do... I actually think you could do a longer campaign.
There's a potential to have a long campaign out of it.
Yeah. But to give you an example of the kind of characters that were created in 5 minutes, it was actually a really good dynamic because we had Claude, who was a butler, and he was like a quiet type, but he also had the maid trait of Baishonen, which means that he was unbelievably attractive, and he could use that to sort of sway people. And then we had Teki, who was like this was James's character, and she was a maid who was the typical anime type maid of being really shy, but really sexy, basically. And then Ryan made I don't know if I want to say it, but he made an ex-slave maid who used to be on a ship. and that was she was called Clementine. And oh man, I'm not going to do an impression of it because it's unsuitable.
The following is actual footage from the game.
Halt! It starts barking at you.
Come on, mama. Come the big mama.
It starts licking your face.
Oh, that's it. You like the luscious Clementine. You're the first man that has.
Cool. And that's and there you go. I was going to clap.
Ah, so good. Doobie loved it.
That's the sort of shit you can make within 5 minutes. And having those three characters interact with each other was really, really, really funny. And trying to impress the master. But I'll tell you quickly about the campaign that I did. Basically, what it was they were the maids and butler of a dungeon, like from a fantasy game, like a typical dungeon with monsters and traps.
Oh,
and that.
right, okay,
and
yeah.
they were responsible for cleaning the throne room and cooking the master's meals, right?
And that was it. That was their jobs.
Yeah, but
Nice.
within the first 5 minutes of the game, their master dies, and they're searching for a new master. And when he comes to the door of the dungeon, they realise that all the monsters and traps are still there, and because they're part of a union, they have to be told about changes weeks in advance. So they all want to fucking kill the master.
They didn't get the memo.
Yeah, that they would get a new master. Exactly.
Oh shit!
So that meant that all the party had to go through, escort this guy through the dungeon and try to do it as impressively as possible to get him to want the job at the end.
It's like an extended job interview.
Yeah, and so this new master was the potential final boss for a dungeon, basically, and they were trying to impress him. And what I did is I basically had all these weird encounters. Like, for instance, they go up to this goblin and he's been sat there for 100 years smoking a fag, waiting for this to happen, and he's just sitting there and he's like, and he chucks the fag on the floor and he's like, who's that then? And they're just like, oh, this is the new master, he's going to be the final boss of this dungeon. And then he's like, no, I didn't get a memo. And he just starts stabbing at them with his like spear. And I had it so that just as a little fun thing, right, they've got a table of items in here ranging from the number 111 to the number 666. So you roll 3 dice and it gives you a 3d6 and it gives you a number. So what I did, just for a bit of fun, there are some game-breaking items in the game, but what I decided to do was just have it so that every time they killed a monster, they get a random item from this table.
Oh, nice. Russian
And
roulette.
that's one of the really cool things that made this so much fun, because the items are fucking ridiculous.
Really?
And every time they killed a monster or achieved an objective, they would just spit out a little chest and have one of these in there, and I'd just say, right, roll, see what item you get. Which would be insane in a long game, but in a one-shot, it's so funny.
Yeah.
So,
Should we roll for one and see what I get?
yeah, roll 3d6 and then make them go in a line.
Okay.
So it's 1, 5, 2.
1, 5, 2, yeah.
So you got reverse bat.
Reverse bat. It's the same bat going backwards.
This is a gaudy, brightly coloured baseball bat, and those who are hit by it have their abilities reversed.
Ooh.
If you equip this again, you will gain reverse bat as a weapon. It can only be used on NPCs. Opponents who take even 1 stress point from it will instantly have all their other attributes changed to 6 minus their current level.
Oh, that's vicious.
Yeah, there's loads of weird shit like
Reverse
that in
bat.
there.
Oh,
Like,
well then.
it's crazy, like how many weird items there were, and how it could just derail a game completely. But I thought, in the context of a one-shot, if it gets fucked up, it doesn't really matter.
That's part of the fun, though.
So
isn't
I
it?
just did it, and very early on, one of the characters got a dog out of the chest. Just got a Doberman that they could command to do anything they wanted. And another guy, Sean, got a Tantam seed, which would create a jungle. It was basically a magic seed that would create an entire thick, dense jungle in whichever room he dropped it in.
Nice.
And,
So it's not a forest of the mind.
No, it's real, and it just
Got
creates
stuff.
it instantly. It's like an
Wicked.
instant forest.
That's awesome.
And then you got the Earth-destroying bomb that would automatically change the game's setting to post-apocalyptic if used.
Whoa.
And he did actually use it on the last boss, but
So how did they get on then?
yeah, they did really well. I mean, what happened was that there was a lot of fuck-ups and stupid shit happening.
What, from bad rolling or just stupidity?
Bad rolling mainly, yeah, and it was like they sort of had to show the master, and the master eventually really liked them, and he was awarding favour and stuff.
What was he like? Everyone?
He was a Japanese guy, and he was like really enthusiastic. So there was a bit where one of the characters, he picked an ability where he had special connections.
Yeah.
So he could call up for these special connections once per game, right?
Sweet.
And so what he did is there was a pit of fire in front of him, typical dungeon thing.
Yeah.
And he called up his quote, buddy in the fire brigade. Buddy in the fire brigade. Buddy.
Brigade.
Right. He called up
Buddy in the
his...
fire brigade.
He called up
Buddy in
his...
the fire brigade. Buddy in the fire brigade.
Oh, yeah.
Buddy in the fire brigade.
So he called up his buddy in the fire brigade. Fuck, man.
Let me say it. So he called up his buddy in the fire brigade.
So he... Shit, man. That's fucking annoying. I can't fucking talk. Okay, right. So he called up his mate, right? And he was like, okay, we've got this pit of fire in front of us. Shit.
Buddy in the fire brigade.
Shut up singing that, man.
I'm making it into a song.
Oh. Alright, so, yeah, he calls him up. Shit,
Right,
I can't
take a breath, take some water, breathe through your nose and out through your mouth, and just don't think about that song for 2 seconds.
I need to spat the water out. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why is it? That shouldn't be that funny.
No, it really is.
Everyone listening to this is going to be like, why the fuck are they laughing at that? Right. I can't finish the story now.
You totally lost it.
Alright, so he called the guy up, right? And he... Sorry. Why is this affecting you so badly?
Why has this happened?
Okay, right, so he calls his buddy up and he's like, yeah, can you send a fire truck down here?
Yeah.
And the guy sends the... Shut up, man. Okay, the guy sends the fire truck down and... I can't. Alright, we're gonna have to
We
skip
need a
this.
bag, we need a
We're gonna
cigarette.
skip
We're
this.
going to have a cigarette.
Okay.
You can't make an omelette without killing a few kids.
Basically, the master was like cheering, and he was so happy that he put out the fire, and he was clapping and all that. Awarded Sean some favour, and then Sean did like a backflip over the hole, and got awarded favour for sort of doing it in a cool way.
Yeah, wicked.
And so, like, you're sort of awarded for doing stuff just in a cool way.
I really like that.
Even if it has no tactical benefit.
It's like Benny's in Savage Worlds, I suppose. Do something cool, you get a reward for it.
Kind of. I mean, but it's sort of in Maid. It's like it's all encompassing. The whole thing, you've got to think about how what
so
you're doing
much fun, doesn't it?
look. Like, so whenever you do an action, you don't just do an action. You do it in the most cartoonish, stupid way possible. Like James had a mop.
What about if you're a bit shy of roleplaying?
You do, have this random shit that can happen and things like that.
That makes everything
so
fun.
you could
Yeah.
you could still have fun with it, but it depends on how you play it, because there are loads and loads of different sort of types of play to the game. So there's one mode called Complete Chaos, where players whenever they have favour, they can trigger a random event off a big table of random events.
Actually, we do one.
Whenever they want. Roll random events.
That's a Friday night game when all your mates come around, you're all getting drunk and you're just going to go mad.
If you're not into role playing, you could do it that way.
That's fun.
But then the book specifically says if you want to play different types, you can have people pick their traits instead of rolling for them.
Mm-hmm.
You can have, you can take random events out completely. You can take random items out and just pick and make a table of them for yourself. So it specifically tells you how to cater the game to different people.
Very nice. So, okay.
Yeah. So I think if you weren't,
It's a guide. It's a good guide as well. Then,
yeah. You
what
could
about
have fun with
what
it.
could you compare it to? I don't know. Any other systems that slightly runs like it, or is it pretty much on its own, all by itself?
It sounds like a little bit cliche, right? But it honestly is. It's very unique. I haven't played anything like this.
And a lot of fun.
Yeah, nothing like the feel of this.
Even the front of it looks nuts. I mean, I don't know.
It's got a cyborg lady, a vampire, and a demon.
Oh shit! I didn't even realise that she was a fucking cyber. Oh yeah, look, she's got robot hands.
Yeah.
On her little bamboo.
Which actually brings me to my next point, because the way this book is presented is the most fucking Japanese thing on the planet.
Yeah.
It's got anime pictures all the way through it, and I know that might not be your bag or whatever, but. Ryan's not into anime, and he loved playing this, so you will get into it. But
pictures from the book don't matter how the game plays. That's how you run it.
Giving examples in the book of stuff happening, the way they do it is told through this weird narrative where the author of the book, Ryo Kamiya, is talking to two maids that he's made in the game about the book. And it's like a little script,
like a transcript.
Yeah, and so it's just a weird made up conversation.
Oh, I found it. Is this it here?
Yeah. So that's him talking to the robot, and it's like
your lack of enthusiasm is being monitored and recorded. I will now roll his attributes.
Yeah, so it just is, for some reason they're just talking like that. I don't know. It's really, really, really bizarre.
I suppose it's a way of understanding it, because when you read some rules and stuff, if you don't know even, like, I don't know, game words, if that if you're reading something for the first time and you're just like, and you don't know game words,
like, hang on, what's a DM, what's this, what that?
Yeah, you might get lost, whereas this is just like, it's a different way of explaining it, but I like it.
It's done in like an entertaining way.
Yeah, it's nice, and it's a good read. It makes it a good read as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, and another thing that I don't know if this is unique to Japan, but this is something that's done specifically in Japanese tabletop RPGs, like all the time, is that they have replays in there, and the replays are literal transcripts of games that have been played.
Oh,
so the author played a full Chaos Mode game with his mates, and he played a romance game with other people. And he did like loads of different games, and then
he just recorded it
and you can just read through it in the book.
It's here, yeah. This is brilliant.
It's really, really good. There's one called The Mansion of Madness, which he plays in full Chaos Mode, and it ends in about 5 minutes because it just goes utterly mental really fast.
What happens?
I think like one of them rolls a random event and a missile comes into the mansion. One of them rolls a random event and a demon hole to hell opens up, and then everyone just dies. And it's like, it's so funny. But then there's.
I told you to clean the fucking dishes, not open the gates to hell.
Yeah, that was exactly what it was like.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. And another cool thing about the way it's presented is that this is actually 3 books in one.
Right.
The reason being is that in Japan they were released separately, but the translator realised that it's a 1 in a million chance that this is getting released in English anyway, so he said he might as well just translate all 3. And he was only commissioned to translate 1, but he just put in the extra hours, translated all 3, and just did it.
What
because
bonus!
Of a love for the project.
What
and
bonus.
When they realised it was all done, they just said, "All right, fine, we'll publish."
I've got to say, it's a big old book. It's lovely.
Yeah,
lovely.
Really,
finish.
really good.
It's a really, 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 really good job. It's like it's just everything about it. It's really nice, and it's cheap. As
15
chips, man. It's really
and
cheap.
It contains
$25 for our American friends.
And it contains loads of scenarios in there, and the one that I ran last week is actually from the book.
It's big as well.
It's a pre-made, and it's got loads of scenarios, including one where you don't play with a master at all, and instead you're people protecting a shrine, and the god is the master, and he's always ever watching. So
okay.
There's one that turns it into a board game where you have to defend from like these weird spider robot things. There's one
very diverse, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really. I think it makes a point of showing you how diverse it is, so that you know it's not just maids. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, because I totally get what you're saying. So it just covers as many bases as it possibly can. So you can go, bloody hell! I can't believe that book. I didn't even think about that. What a great angle! I
was absolutely chuffed with this. I mean,
great. I'm gonna buy it. I think
500 items. You've got
extra scenarios.
66 different bits of armor in there. There's
events and weather.
Yeah, there's events and weather. It gives you loads and loads of different settings, as well as loads of bonus settings as well. You've got different character types. You've got all the optional rules that were included in later editions, such as romance and seduction.
Wow, and that's all crammed into one big ass book.
Yeah, and if it doesn't sound like your kind of thing, try it anyway. Believe me, it's so worth it.
For the price, it's well worth it.
The sole reason I say that is because I thought it wasn't my kind of thing. I thought it was going to be fucking silly.
And you like anime.
And I like anime, and I thought it was ridiculous. But in a great way. I thought it was going to be a laugh and just something we play once and never again. And then afterwards, when we finished it, Ryan was saying, "Actually, I might DM a game."
Where can you get this from?
I just got it off Amazon.
Okay, get on Amazon and check this out.
On StarlinePublishing.com, or you can go to MaidRPG.com and you can order it off there.
The following is actual footage from the game.
You start body popping, right?
Yeah, so what do I roll?
As he's distracted,
skill again, mate.
As he's distracted, I'll take the mask off.
3
and
times
just act
2
like
up
nothing's
6.
happened.
This is more like it. I like a junk in the trunk. Mama's got booty.
He's like,
oh, the big button cannot lie. I like it. Get lost in the chocolate.
Oh God! Oh yes, I've heard that one.
Translator Ewan Clooney. Just search his name on Amazon because he's done a bunch of other stuff. He translated an expansion for this called Schoolgirl RPG, where the master's replaced with teachers and your students in a school.
Oh, right.
And he did another one that was Magical Girl RPG. You know, like Sailor Moon. He did a Sailor Moon RPG. I looked at it and I was like, I probably won't play that. But the thing is, nonetheless, he did it. And he did another one that was a fantasy one where you're the keeper of an item shop in a fantasy world where heroes are buying shit from you.
That sounds a lot of fun.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know if I'm too keen on the Sailor Moon one, but the others sound pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. But he's quite prolific.
But to be fair though, if it's to that quality, they've got to be good. So never write an RPG off till you have a look at it.
That's my new rule, man, since playing this. But everyone check it out because it is really, really, really good. So we will leave it there. But that's Maid. Get it on Amazon. It's only 15 quid. You deserve it. You work hard. You know, get this.
Everyone deserves a Maid.
Yes.
Wish I had a fucking Maid.
Yeah, me too. I just did a creepy smile, but the people on the other end won't be able to see that. That was for your benefit only.
Thanks, mate.
My name's Alan Rickman, and I'm No, wait.
My name's also Alan Rickman.
No, I'm the real Alan Rickman.
No, wait, I'm Alan Rickman. But I'm not. No, wait.
No, what? No, I'm Alan Rickman.
No, shush, I'm Tabletop Twats.
We're going to talk about the competition now. We did a colouring competition to win some amazing stuff, but before we do that, we always play the jingle, and I have to preface this by saying that this jingle sucks, and I'm not proud of it. I apologise.
For the last time ever.
Here it is.
It's a competition.
Okay, so we got some amazing entries, didn't we? Which actually didn't change since the last week. We didn't get any more, did we? Did we get any more?
We got your mum's physical one.
Yeah, my mum sent one in, but we can't take my mum's. She doesn't even listen to this.
Your what?
She told me that. She doesn't even listen to this.
Are you kidding me?
She entered the competition though.
Did we? No, I don't think we did, unfortunately.
So, we might as well just announce the winner then. This competition was a colouring competition to win a red box D&D starter kit, a set of amazing dice, and a really, really cool mini. And to do that, all you had to do was colour in a picture that I made, and we got some amazing entries.
We got some amazing entries.
Somebody did one that looked like the old game show Nightmare. We did one. We had one where this guy was doing it as graffiti on a wall.
And there was two cleaners. One was going to clean it off, and the other was like, thicking graffiti, and the other was like, yeah.
They were all amazing. And there was one that stands out above all the rest.
One, yeah.
And it was by the noble gentleman known as
Manuel Psalms. I think we got it right. I hope we did.
So, he is a cool guy because his entry was the Dinosaur Night picture sitting in the back of the car in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And he's saying, we can't
stop here, it's twat country.
And I liked particularly that he did pretty cool detail on
the actual colouring was really good.
Yeah, the scales.
Yeah, there was scales on it. It was
so he knocked out a
cracking job, yeah.
I think he lives in Germany, but Nick's paying postage, so that's fine.
Yeah, I'm paid for what?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. Manuel, get in touch in the usual way, and we'll sort out getting that wicked prize over to you. Brilliant.
Love you.
Fuck right off, we're going to play somewhere else, motherfuckers.
So this segment is
challenge time.
It's challenge time. The challenge room. Welcome to the challenge room.
Oh god, yeah.
And this is where we set challenges for each other.
Yeah.
Basically, this week we spoke earlier in the week about our challenge because what we've done is we have challenged ourselves really to both make a song on a certain subject. And then we're going to battle the songs and see who's better.
Oh, God.
And we had to do it on a certain subject, so we chose...
Goblins. Can I just say something before we carry on with this? I haven't got a single talented bone in my body, and I never used any kind of editing.
Nick is a humble electrician. He's not a musician.
I've never made... Oh, God. This is so bad, so I apologise.
Neither am I, though.
In advance.
But we're going to play them now, and to determine who goes first, let's roll a dice and see who gets that right number.
Okay, go.
Highest goes
right,
first.
let's roll at the same time.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, I got one.
So I go first.
You go first.
Okay, so for my song, I decided to do it from the perspective of a goblin, and it is simply entitled, I'm a Goblin. So here it is. I'm a goblin. I'm a goblin. Steal your fucking loot, bitch, 'cause I'm a goblin. I'm a goblin. I'm a goblin. I'll eat your fucking gold, cause I'm a goblin. Give me some bread, bitch. I'ma make a sandwich. Get me some wizards, put the motherfuckers in the sandwich. I'm green motherfucker, can't see me in the shrubbery. Hearing noises in the night, it's me in your cupboard, G. Creeping up on folk, eating all their bread. Hit a bitch with a club, use her as a sled. That's how we fucking do. We ain't nice to people. You know why, dude? Cause goblins neutral evil. I'm a goblin. I'm a goblin. Steal your fucking loot, bitch, cause I'm a goblin. I'm a goblin. I'm a goblin. I'll eat your fucking gold, cause I'm a goblin. I'm a goblin. I'm a goblin. Steal your fucking loot, bitch, cause I'm a goblin, yeah. I'm a goblin, yeah. I'm a goblin. I'll eat your fucking gold, cause I'm a goblin. So that was I'm a Goblin.
That was a bit angry.
Goblins are angry. They're known for their anger.
Yeah, it's true, actually. I love it. It's great.
Right, so let's go on with yours. You want to explain?
Okay, so like that, we've both gone for like goblin attitude-y songs. Mine's come from the perspective of a goblin as well, which is quite funny.
I really thought that was going to be an original idea. Nick's not going to do one from the perspective of a goblin.
And I did.
Right, so play yours.
And mine's titled Who's That Goblin?
What's that smell? La 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 la. Reeks like hell. La 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 la. Who's that thing? La 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 la. It's goblin. La 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 la. I'm a goblin and I'm living under your stairs. I come out at night, so you better be scared. I'm a goblin, so I chew and I bite. You come at me, bro, we're having a fight. I'm a goblin. And I'll crack your bones, I'll snap your nose, and tear your flesh, and take your clothes. You can't touch me, I'm a goblin hose. Word.
Well, you can tell, like, from that, the Nick's vocal skills are sick.
Well, I was singing it as a goblin, obviously. It was. Well, I wasn't singing.
I should have done a voice, you know. That's what I think. That's where yours succeeds, where mine fails. Where it doesn't succeed, I think, is the production value.
Shut up! I do not know how to use music editing programs at all.
So that was a cover song.
That was awful. Yeah. So anyway, that's the song that might destroy this podcast.
I think that's it. I think if they didn't switch off before during the Buddy and the Fire Brigade, they're definitely turning off now.
I'm a goblin. No, that's your one.
Yeah, my one. But basically,
that goblin?
I think what we want to do is people comment on this and vote for which one they like.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's no way to decide. We'll do a poll.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, I'm fully aware that we stole this segment off Adam and Joe. Okay, right?
Oops. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, Adam and Joe. Well, they're not going anymore anyway, so it's fine.
I know where listen to this.
But yeah, comment and let us know which one
wins. So yeah, we'll find out next week.
Yeah, we'll find out who wins my one next week.
Whatever.
It's happening, mate.
If I don't destroy the podcast, it's gonna
elevate it to new heights. I'll be buying that on single.
Hey everybody, come gather around the fireside. I got a story to tell you about a time when I beat 2 goblins and 3 basilisks all by myself. That's right, I did it with my own 2 hands. And my trusty 6-shooter, of course, but that's not the point. Point is, I beat him, I won. Fireside Tales.
So this segment is Fireside Tales, where we talk about stories from our RPG experiences. So do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm going to go first. My story is about my character, actually, Roland Foxcroft, who was... what was this now?
I'm over on the other side of the room having a drink. I thought I could sneak away, but you started talking to me.
And then this floor was like... So my story this time is about my character, actually, Roland Foxcroft, one of my he's still alive. My favourite character of all time, I think. It was the one in Pathfinder. Do you remember when we was doing the Alice in Wonderland-esque type game?
Yeah.
And the Queen of Hearts. I think this was after after the riot that we spoke about in the last episode.
Yes. It was immediately after that, and you guys came across the Queen of Hearts.
She gave us her speech on what our quest was, and while it was going off, I had like a little you know them apps you have on your phone when it's like a gun, and you just press the screen and it makes a gunshot. I loved it, so I used to use that whenever I'd fire my weapon, just because I'm a bit sad. But I enjoyed it. Anyway, and the Queen's giving her big speech and everything, and then all of a sudden I must have accidentally pressed the app and the fucking gun's gone off.
So because I was the DM at the time, I decided to keep that as canon that it actually happened in the game, because Nick accidentally pressed his gun.
And I was like, oh shit, I proper jumped, and everyone looked at me, and then we just kept it in the game, and it was absolutely classic, wasn't it?
But the funny thing is that happened actually several times after, because you always used to have the app open on your phone, and it would constantly get you in trouble. Like, you'd just be in a pub ordering a drink and suddenly your gun would go off.
Forget about it, touch the screen and then yeah.
Because I think all of our nights suddenly turned on you.
Because I fired, yeah.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. But that's my story this week.
So mine this week is actually takes place in Maid.
Oh, brilliant!
This is a nice.
No, I really feel like I'm sitting around the fireside.
Yeah. Basically, what happened is that.
Let me get my blanket.
As I've said before, the characters were trying to escort their new master through a dungeon, and in the dungeon were many traps. And I didn't just want to go for simple traps like a bear trap, or you step on a tile and some arrows go off or whatever. So I had this bit where the master was having such a great time seeing these maids overcome evil and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he was having a wonderful time, and he was like dancing forward. He was looking around, looking up and to the left at oh, that's a nice tile up there or whatever. And he was just having a great time. He's like da 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 da, running through the dungeon, and he was like dancing towards this obvious giant red button in the floor. The floor was otherwise stone, and there was this giant plastic red button, and he's dancing towards it. And now suddenly, all of the player characters see this, and all the maids are trying to get in his way. They're trying to convince him. No. But they don't want to lose favour, right? So they weren't physically restraining him. At first,
they were just rushing past him, trying to set him off in a different direction. Or
they
something.
were rolling cunning and trying to, get him to go, hey, look over here. Or they were trying to
Master, quick,
use affection, to
say, kiss, put him like,
none of it was working.
Shit.
Everyone was failing left, right, centre. Yeah, they were getting more stress points because they were failing shit. And he was just dancing forward, and then they thought, fuck, well, we better actually physically restrain him then, because the favour we lose is going to be worse if he hits this trap.
Yeah.
And so one of them, Techie, she gets her mop and tries to put it in his way. They're trying to grab him, all failing still. Just the worst run of luck I've seen in a while. And they just continue to fail. And then suddenly, click, he hits the button and he's standing on top of it. And they're like, oh, fucking hell. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
And suddenly his phone rings, the master, and he looks at it and he just has a sad expression on his face. He puts it back into his pocket and he just goes, oh, as he sees the phone. And all of the other player characters then go, you alright, mate? And he's like, no, I feel very sad. And they're like, what's wrong, mate? And he's like, my stocks just crashed.
Oh, no.
So that was what the button did. It made the stocks crash.
He crashed his stocks.
And that made it so that he was more in a bad mood, so he wouldn't award favour as well. So that was one of my more creative traps, I guess.
Wicked.
And that's my story.
That's awesome. I like that. Oh, no.
In a land far beyond your imagining, adventure waits. And down beneath you will find things that you never dreamed of seeing. Goblins, orcs, treasures, mountains of gold. Will you be brave enough to delve deep and beat the final boss of the dungeon? This is Adventure Calls, available for $49.99.99. Available at all good retailers.
So this segment is Adventure Call. As we said before, prank calls are immature and they're for idiots.
Childish, silly behaviour.
Yes, so don't ever do it. Exactly, that's why we're doing one.
Fuck it.
Don't ever do a prank call, but we've done one.
Sorry.
Once again, last week I called up an insurance company pretending to be a fantasy dwarf, and in that same run of calls, I didn't know that one was good enough to be included in the show.
Aye.
So I did another one where I pretended to be a guy in a spaceship calling an insurance company.
Oh, you got that again, did you?
Yeah, it was a different one this time.
Nice.
But yeah, here it is. This is the other call I recorded the other week.
Brilliant.
Hello, I am led to believe that you are able to deal with injuries at work. Are you able to?
Yes.
Okay, how would I go about claiming for an injury at work?
Okay, 1 second. Good afternoon, you're through to somebody. How can I help you?
Hello, I would like to speak... hello?
Hi there.
I would like to speak about an injury I received whilst on the job.
Yes, certainly, that's no problem at all. Could you tell me a little bit more about the incident, please?
Basically, I am a cleaner. I work for the Excelsior, and basically, whilst I was aboard the ship, we were boarded by alien space brainworms, and I believe this to be a malfeasance on the part of my employer, who did not install proper shields before going into spaceflight. Now, one of these worms burrowed its way into my head, and I now believe certain things I did not believe before, and this is a big problem, as you can probably gather.
I can imagine.
So,
that's an absolute disgrace.
It absolutely is.
So the alien brainworms just planted a seed in your head? How did the alien brainworms actually instill it?
We were in uncharted space at the time, and thus I believe that these current worms are not known. We did, however, manage to capture a few and are currently experimenting on them. However, I, as the cleaner, was completely fucked. Sorry for my language, but as you can imagine, it was horrible. But fortunately, we did not come under attack by lasers, only brainworms. And a hideous space beast known as Grub Thrubnub, who had sex with our spaceship. But that was fine. We dealt with that. Our robot buddy had to clean out the cargo hold, which was covered with a disgusting effluvia.
Grub Thrubnub?
It is spelled...
Is that correct?
That's correct, but it is spelt in a dialect ununderstandable by humans.
I understand.
Not being one myself, it would take me...
spelling now and then.
It would take me 17 years to explain to you the language used to be able to properly write that down. So we do not have time, my good man. Nonetheless...
No, we don't have time, unfortunately. Oh, well, never mind. I'll make a note of that anyway. Yeah, no, that's fine. I think we can help you with that.
Okay, in that case, what you need to do is meet me on Jupiter's moon. And you need to do that tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Be there.
Certainly, sir. Yes, that sounds like a plan to me.
My name is Quasar.
Anything with me?
My name is Quasar Starfighter, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Starfighter.
All you need to bring...
Nice to meet you too.
All you need to bring is some basic supplies. You will need rations for 2 days. You will need a blanket, and you will need a laser blaster of at least 3d6 damage.
Okay, I think I can do that. That sounds like a plan.
Righto. I will see you then, upon the equinox.
Upon the equinox. Sounds good, Quasar. I look forward to our meeting.
You are a good man.
You're a good man as well, Quasar.
Such are rare to find in the galaxy nowadays.
Destroy your employer.
Thank you very much.
I like your style.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Quasar. I shall see you in 2 days.
See you in 2 days.
Bidaro B Square.
Goodbye.
Oh man, I like your style.
Yeah.
Does he say be there in 2 days or RB Square?
I think so. So yeah, that was the phone call. That was good, man. I like that guy. I like the fact that
wicked.
I like the fact that he went along with it. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
He's a cool guy.
If you're listening,
thanks,
guy. Okay, so next up we have got this and goodbye.
In the future, you will be able to send a letter from anywhere on the planet. This is the future. This is the Electro Letter.
This is the part of the show where we do a letter.
Yeah, we get letters in from our lovely listeners, and we read them out, innit?
So you can send us electro letters in many ways. That is email, Facebook, Google+. We'll go through all that at the end. But that's not the point. What's the first question?
So our first letter's come in from friend of the show, Zach the Jenk Jenkins. And,
hi, Jack.
Hi, Zach.
It's Jack.
Zach. And he's asked a couple of questions for us this week. Thank you. He says, how do you feel about power gaming? And in games like Call of Cthulhu, is power gaming possible?
So power gaming is also known as min-maxing, and it is basically...
I do know.
Yeah, so it's the practice of minimising aspects that you don't like, and maximising ones that you're going to use a lot, for the reason that it makes you win.
Right, yeah.
Like,
and
it's not cheating, but it's generally frowned upon because it's the antithesis to role playing, and that's why a lot of people frown on it.
Right.
Personally, I think a DM who can't deal with power gamers isn't worth his weight in salt, basically.
Right.
Basically, a lot of people try and do this.
There's ways of dealing with you power gamers.
You can always tell, because let's say, for instance, right, we were playing Pathfinder, right, and you guys, get to a point where you level up and you get to pick like a new feat for your character. You can tell the power gamer because he will spend hours reading every entry to make sure he's got the best one, James. If you want to know who James is, he was on episode 3. He's a great guy, and he is a bit of a power gamer.
Okay.
Let's call it, don't say okay. You know he is.
I don't read his shit. I don't know.
But he is a little bit, and he likes to always get the best out of every situation.
Okay.
And the thing is,
he's going to kill you.
No, but the thing is, I don't see it necessarily as a problem.
No.
Because he's not breaking the game. He is operating from within the rules. It's frowned upon, and I wouldn't do it myself, but I do think that he doesn't manage to break the game, because although his characters are powerful and although he picks the best option at all times, it doesn't break it, because I create scenarios based on what you guys are doing anyway, based on your characters. I think about what your characters are made of, and I'll basically sort of use that to create my scenarios. So I know what your weaknesses and your strengths are, and I'll play to those. If I want a challenge, or I want it to be fun, then I'll make it based on that. So in that regard, it's like, okay, people can power game all they like. It really, really, really doesn't matter, because you can still create challenging scenarios.
Yeah, we've never had any of our games break, so...
No, exactly. If you're with a DM that's perhaps new and inexperienced, then don't be a fucking power gamer. Don't try and break the game, and don't be a cock, basically, because that can be bloody difficult to deal with, and apparently a lot of people do it. So if you're with a new guy, then
go easy on him.
Exactly, they might have trouble with it.
Yeah.
But if you're with an experienced DM, they should be fine with anyone doing what they want.
Yeah, cool. And his second question is, I've never heard of twat being anything other than an alternative to cunt, pussy or vagina. What are some other terms that seem innocuous for Brits that might be offensive in other countries?
I don't know, mate.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one. I haven't been to enough countries to know. I've never been anywhere else.
Actually, I do have one.
Okay.
If you were to eat a biscuit with chocolate chips in it, what would you call it?
A cookie.
Right. And in Hungary, the word for penis is cookie.
Oh dear.
So that's quite similar.
I bet there's loads.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Don't say that in Hungary.
I suppose it's quite.
You'll get a penis.
I know it's quite funny as well. Another word is like in America, a fag is completely different to the
of course. I didn't even think of that.
Okay,
because we here fag is a slang for cigarette.
Yeah.
And people just say it normally.
I'm going out for a fag.
Yeah.
You want a fag?
Do you want a fag?
No, I want a fag. Fags for everyone.
Yeah, and in America, that's
different.
really awful.
It's a bad word.
So don't say that in America.
No, but it's fine over here.
Just hanging out the window having a fag.
Share your fags.
What does that mean?
You can share your fags over here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
those are two.
That's one. There you go. Yeah, nice.
Buffalo soldier, looks like I told ya. Any damsel that's in distress, be out of that dress when she meet Jim West. Roughneck, so you gotta check the law and abide what you step. Will flex and get a hole in your side. Swallow your pride, don't let your lip react. You don't want to see my hand where my hip be at.
Cool. Next question's in from James Pumpkin Clark, and his first question is: have you ever forgotten anything vital to your game as a DM or a character? If so, did you just improvise, or did you cancel or abandon that part of it?
Yes, plenty of times. I've often forgotten major bosses where I've made character sheets for them.
Shit.
One week. Yeah, and I've forgotten it. And
I forgot a big map that was quite important the other day, didn't I?
Yeah, but then you can always describe that, so it's fine. I mean, I once spent a whole day doing all my campaign materials and left them at home, and then James had to give me a lift home to go and get them.
Oh, God.
But, yeah, I've done it plenty of times, and I've never abandoned that part of the game, because often I felt the reason I fucking made it is because it's integral. And when it comes down to when I get there, I haven't abandoned it, but I've come up with something on the spot instead.
You can shimmy around it for the time being.
Yeah, so like there was a boss in GURPS called Ruby, and when you guys fought her, in the end, I didn't have a character sheet on the first day that we fought her. Because I left at home.
Oh, right.
And what I ended up doing, was I had my generic NPC stats, and I used that, but I bulked a few of them up and just quickly went through the book and got some extra advantages and disadvantages to make it a bit more personal.
Thinking on your feet.
Yeah,
nice.
That's what I did.
And it worked. We didn't know. We don't know. Sweet. And he's put, so his next question is, as a DM, have you ever lost sleep or been super stressed over preparation or potential outcome of a session? Yeah, I have, yeah. When I first started, I was well stressing out. But I think that was...
Nick, actually, I had to go around his house twice to sort of... We had a bit of a counselling session, didn't we?
Yeah.
Whereas you going, I don't know how to DM, and I was giving you tips and stuff.
Yeah. You got to just be positive.
But every time I run a game, I lose sleep over it. And it's not because I'm stressing, it's because I keep on coming up with ideas, and I'm constantly thinking of them.
That's what I do.
I'll be laying awake at night thinking of fucking goblins constantly.
Oh, all right.
No, I mean thinking of goblins.
Putting goblins in the game.
Yeah, not fucking them.
Yeah, all right. Come here. Yeah, I do. That's when some of my best ideas have come to me, either when I've been just about to fall asleep.
But it's terrible, man. I'll be like awake till like fucking 4 in the morning.
I like that. I sleep quite easily.
No, not me, man. Just thinking of dungeons and shit constantly. But yeah, all the time is the answer, James.
I can get you help.
I'll be laying awake at night thinking of
fucking goblins.
Fucking goblins. Fucking goblins.
Fucking goblins.
Next question is from Darren Banks. Darren!
It's the DB.
DB, it was his birthday
the big bank.
last weekend. So
the banker.
And Darren Bank asks...
Darren Bank,
that's because you fucking D-Bank. D-Bank asks, do you secretly hate a member of your group? Well, actually...
Only all of them.
Now, I was about to say, now we're both here. I might as well tell you.
Wait, me?
I hate you. I'm gone.
But that's why we no, we don't hate anyone.
I think it's no, definitely not, because we've been playing for this long and we still ain't fallen out yet. So
well, yeah, we're such good mates, but there are people that harbour secret resentment for their other players. Like in other groups and that, but they don't want to say because it's so hard to get a group of RPG players together.
They're precious.
Yeah, I've heard like a lot of stories about people that just fucking hate each other, but they play together each week
so they can game with someone.
because they don't. Otherwise, there's no D&D.
What else will I do? Roll dice against the wall.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. No, we all get on very well. Next question is: do you get drunk whilst playing? Whenever I can.
Yes, we do.
When we can. If I'm not driving, I'm drinking. Unfortunately, if I'm driving.
And I usually have a few beers. The thing about British guys, right, is that when having a few beers, right, it doesn't mean having 2 beers and like just relaxing.
Oh no.
If you're meeting up with mates and you're having a few beers, that means you're going to Monktown, and it's an excuse to get utterly fucked up.
What is that with us lot?
I don't know, it's like, do you want to go and see a match on a Wednesday afternoon? Yeah, it's an excuse to get the fighting juice in me.
It's like, and it's a big Brit thing, it's like, when you go on holiday,
yeah.
You can sit in the airport at 8 o'clock in the morning under a beer and it doesn't matter. Do you think anybody else in the world thinks that way?
But everyone does it in England.
Always a laugh. And his last question is, do you ever have girls in your team? And he's put, they are the humans with boobs, by the way.
I've heard about those. I like them. I see them in movies.
Do we ever have girls? No.
We haven't in our group, but I have played with the girls before.
Oh, how'd that go?
Sexy.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
It was my wife DMing, and I've explained on episode 3 about how she had an argument with my mate James, and she was a bit of a killer DM.
You're poisoned.
That was fine.
That's all right.
Women are people too, Darren.
Yeah, we all play. But we haven't any girls in our group because
we're scared of them.
Yeah.
I was on an
platform, and plus I get a +1 on my javelin.
Hello. Start again.
Hello.
Hello. Start again. Speaking of ladies, our next question is coming in from a friend of the show, Jeanette Girard. She has asked, what was the least expected action taken by a character in a game you played or ran?
Because I have a really good answer to this, because there was... To give you a very, very quick explanation, we want to do a whole podcast on this, but Colin, one of the characters in our Pathfinder game, he was a cleric, and he had a deck of many things, and that is a highly powerful magical item that does unbelievable random shit when you put a card out. You could die instantly, you could get an amazing load of wealth.
Transported to another dimension.
He basically had it, and we just thought that he's never ever going to use this. Anyway, he was in a hallucinatory battle against his biggest foe, but because it was hallucinatory, his biggest foe was riding on a Harley Davidson through the sky whilst he rode on a dragon, and they were fighting each other. And then he realised that he was fighting a losing battle, so he just jumped off backwards. And bearing in mind, in that universe, if he died in the hallucinatory world, he would die in real life.
Reals, yeah.
Because his mind would implode. And he just jumped backwards into the darkness. The ground was so far away, he couldn't even see it, and he just jumped off backwards. And he went, yeah, that's how I'd spend my turn. And we were like, fucking hell, right, you doing that? And he's like, yep. And we were like, Ryan, what the fuck are you doing? You're going to kill your character. And he's like, don't worry, I've got a plan.
Oh, yeah.
We were waiting, and then he was like, deck of many things!
And he's like, what?
Yeah, and then he pulled a card out, and we just thought, this could end the game right now.
And then he instantly regretted it, didn't he? He was like, oh shit, have I done the wrong thing?
Yeah, because that could have ended the whole game right there and then. Like 6 months of progress.
Everyone kind of shifted in their seat a little bit. Was like, let's see how this turns out.
That was a moment. Pretty unexpected action.
Worked all right. That was fucking brilliant.
It worked out. That's a story for another day. But somebody using a game-ending item just on a whim, because that's got to be
a bit scared.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. Thanks, Jeanette.
Thanks, Jeanette.
As always.
You the man.
Next question's coming from Sean Hunt, and he has asked, are there any settings or games that you don't like? Also, have you played the Game Boy version of Savage Worlds, Savage Land?
I think that's a piss take, because it's Mario World and Mario Land on the Game Boy.
Oh, right.
But settings of games that I don't like, I don't know if there's any that I specifically dislike, really. But I'm not that big a fan of AD&D, which is D&D's second edition. But I just found that it had far too many rules that disturbed the fun of the game.
Okay.
It was constantly, oh yeah, what's the specific rule for this? Let's spend 4 hours fucking rolling and stuff like this. And it's like,
makes it really disjointed.
Yeah, and it's sort of the flow of everything had to stop really quickly. Now,
check that.
No, I've got a mate who plays this and only this. That's all he does is play AD&D. That's it. That's what role playing is.
That's his bag,
and he loves it. And
so he literally is. I'm going to play D&D.
Yeah, and he can get into it and like play it with a bit massive flow because he's been playing it since he was like 2 with his family. But if you're a new player trying to pick it up, it's fucking impossible. It's pretty bad.
There's too much good stuff out there now.
Yeah, too much good stuff that actually flows.
Way too much good stuff out there.
Fuck D&D.
Me personally, maybe because you've been burnt by shit games when you first started, that you've kind of guided us. So we've worked quite clear because I didn't know anything about RPGs till I met you, and I haven't played a shit game, so I've been quite lucky.
Yeah, we've only played good systems.
Okay, and our next question's coming from Jon Snow.
Hi, John.
I don't know if it's the Jon Snow. Oh no, it's the turtle, Jon Snow. That's
Sick, a turtle listens to this.
Yeah, that's
my dream.
Good.
That's my dream right there.
We've made it. Once we said that, didn't we?
Once we've infiltrated the animal kingdom,
and a turtle or a budgerigar listens to it, then we know we've done all right.
Possibly a zebu, but only under extreme circumstances. Zebu.
Okay, what's that?
I think it might be a fantasy animal.
Or is it mixed between a zebra and an emu? Jon Snow the Turtle has asked, what's your favourite D&D edition?
Pathfinder.
Yeah,
as I've said in a previous episode, it depends on what school of thought you're from. Some people that like war games like 4th edition, some people prefer the purity of AD&D or the sort of like fast-flowing fun of D&D 3.5. Pathfinder is D&D 3.5 with the problems ironed out, and in my humble opinion, it's the perfect one. But that just means it's perfect for me.
It's my first experience with fantasy, and I can't fault it in any kind of way. I loved it. It was great.
It's just got a different name, but it's basically D&D. But for me, it's perfect, but it might not be perfect.
Okay, so if you had to pick a D&D, then?
If I had to pick a D&D that wasn't Pathfinder?
Yeah.
3.5.
Okay, there you go.
But I've heard 5th is quite good. I haven't played it yet.
Ooh, there you go then. Something interesting.
Live action role playing.
Block your thunderbolt. 3,000 in a critical. Dark out critical. Thunder! Thy art slain.
So it looks like Nick has left the room to pursue a piss break. So you stuck with what? Oh, he's gone into my toilet and has realised the light is broken. I've got into. Okay, look, listen, guys. I've got a level with you. I'm worried about Nick. He is definitely too stupid for his own good, and I'm worried that one day he's going to try to cook a meal for himself, and he's just going to burn his house down.
I think your vocal's broken in there.
It is. I've kept these guys entertained while you've been gone.
I was going to say, what the fuck was you saying? I could hear you mumbling in there.
I wasn't mumbling.
I could hear.
No, I was just telling what a great guy you are.
No, you didn't.
No, I did.
You said, I've got to tell you something. And I was like, then I started peeing and I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Just go and get a water, man.
My name's also Alan Rickman.
No, I'm the real Alan Rickman.
No, wait, I'm Alan Rickman.
Our next question's come in from friend of the show, Matty Stark.
Oh, it's the Stark monster.
Here he is.
He's back.
He's back.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Where were you, Matt?
Cheers, bud. And he's asked, here are some from RPG A Day. So, do you know what this is?
No.
This is quite cool. I didn't really... It was when I just came onto Google Plus, actually, and I think Jamie from Wild Die and the Dorks was doing it, and I'm not sure if some other people were doing it, and it's basically like, I think it was like every day of the month, there was a question about RPGs, and then you had to answer them, basically. So it got you talking and stuff and things like that. And it was when I first came on, though, so I just kind of got the very end of it, so I didn't really quite pick it up. But so these are some questions from it, so this is cool.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so first question is, what character moment are you proudest of?
I've got to say, I think it was my most recent one, actually. I had a couple that I was thinking of, like, with my old characters and that, but the epic showdown between me and the rest of the characters, the rest of the players, that was
incredible.
One of my finest moments. And
that was one of my best moments for me.
Because I think I role played it well. I think that it had
Mine did really well. Both of you did really well.
Yeah, it had good dramatic tension. It made sense within our characters. And it was a really, really, really cool fight as well.
It was really
so
cool.
I think that worked out. I like that.
And the first ever boss in my game was my own character, or the own characters in my game, which was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Rather than an NPC, so it's quite interesting. So mine, it's kind of two, but the same thing, if you know what I mean. So the first one was when Roland died, and then you guys and one of my characters that I had to roll I rolled Guy Playfair, and because Roland had died, and when we all went back in time to basically get Roland back.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
And so getting my character back again, which was unreal by going through time, and then that same game when it finished and everyone else died bar Roland, and he had to make a decision. And do you remember, if I had made one decision, it would have Call of Cthulhu would have continued, and if I jumped through the mirror and made the other decision, Pathfinder started, and I picked Pathfinder.
It wasn't quite right, actually, because what I was going to do was either you could go through the mirror to the Pathfinder world, or I was going to run a mech game called
That's right, sorry, yeah. No,
it was like it was a choice between two systems.
That's right,
you didn't even know. So yeah, you jumped into the Pathfinder
I was proud of that, so I decided to go.
And so Roland was the first character of our group ever to die.
I ever made.
And he was the first character to die.
Yeah.
And he was the only character that lived back for the longest.
And he's still alive.
Yeah.
And he was the only character to come back through time.
And enter two different systems as well.
And and move over from Call of Cthulhu to Pathfinder.
He was pretty cool.
His second question from Matt is, what story does your group tell about your character? Okay, yeah, so does that mean, like, what do you guys talk about my character, like, if I'm there or, like, not there and stuff? You know, like, Best thing ever.
Funny enough, whenever I talk about Roland, I always say that he's basically like Harry Potter. He's the boy who lived. Because he died, came back, and then lived for all that time, like you said. So I always tell people about that because I thought it was an amazing feat that you managed to survive for that long, especially in Cthulhu.
That's a meat grinder of a game as well, isn't it? Is it renowned for that? It is, isn't it?
It is a meat grinder.
Die pretty quick.
You sort of have to create characters all the time, so you survive not only Cthulhu but Pathfinder.
And he's still going. I could bring him back. He's amazing. So, the thing is, he did go through a bit of a change. By the end of it, he had one orc arm, didn't he?
Yeah, he had one orc arm. He had a hat that was burnt and fused to his head, like Home Alone.
He had a small fox and a cape, and also a young child that thought she was a psychiatrist that used to follow her, sit on his shoulder.
Yeah.
By the end. That was awesome. Brilliant. Yeah. And his last question is: beyond the game, what's involved in an ideal session? Ooh, good question.
I think so like what? Like beers, snacks?
I think so, yeah. Time.
Beers, snacks.
People concentrating.
Time. I know it sounds really lame, but commitment as well.
Yeah, totally.
Because I don't like it when people show up for one session, and then if you're doing one shots, fine. Yeah. Right? But if you're doing a long campaign, the people that just drop in and drop out.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you got to be committed.
Can't have that.
Yeah, you got, and people do it, man. So you got to stay committed. I had groups fall apart all the time because it was just irregular, and like party members would just fuck off for a week and then come back.
Really?
It's a bit of a lame answer because it's quite serious.
Snacks, but you got to have good snacks in. I think a nice bit of time as well. Like you can't just sit down for a couple of hours.
I think it's got to be at least 3 or more hours.
If it's 3 hours is your good time. 4 ideally, but 3 to 4 hours is your golden kind of
because
window of gameplay.
3 is too small, man. You can really, if you're playing a game that's quite slow or whatever, you can only scratch the surface.
We've had sessions where we've done nothing, fuck all, chatted, but it's been like within the game, but it's been incredible. And some of the best sessions have been where we've not actually.
You could spend 3 hours planning just one fucking encounter, man. I mean,
we've done that. I mean, look at the casino.
So you've got to have time. I think that's probably the most important one, isn't it?
Yeah, time.
Even if you've got no snacks and beer, it'll still be fun.
As long as you've got time. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's good. That's a good answer. Good question. And our next question's coming from Gaza, friend of the show. Gaz, wants some beats. McCullum,
the Big Mac,
the Mega Mac. Yeah, Mega Mac. He's asked, what do you do for day jobs?
Nick is a rent boy. For anyone living outside the UK, that means male prostitute.
I am. Shut up, you idiot.
Sorry, he's not. He only does that part time now.
I was going to say, yeah.
Full time.
What?
Full time. What do you do?
Full time, I am a electrician. Believe it or not.
I am a carer.
Yeah. Next question is: I heard it rains a lot in England. Do you have hats with built-in umbrellas?
If those were fashionable to wear, I would wear one.
They look practical.
But they don't look cool.
No.
And I'm a very cool guy, Nick. So, no.
So what can I do? So
what can I do, man?
What can you do? Cool, but you got a wet head.
Wet heads are cool, man.
Oh,
they're in.
Oh, there you go then.
Nick is a bellend. Harrison number 1.
Fuck off, what is this?
I don't swear on my podcast. Jeez.
Mystery voice. I'm laying on the floor.
It's a mysterious episode. Okay, so Gaz's next question is: can you put your wives on the show and have them tell us what you think of you and your new show, and how the new fame has possibly changed you? Oh, well, wifey, we've got Harrison's wife sitting right in front of me. So that's our Millie Pops.
Change me or Harrison?
I think Harrison, Mr. Big Time over there, Mr. Worldwide. Body laid on the floor. He's become a total bastard since.
Yeah, absolute creep. No, it's because it's really lame though, isn't it? Because I actually thought Harrison sounded really hot.
But my girlfriend's married now, but my wife's like, oh god, he sounds awful.
No,
not really. Oh no, I've made Carmen listen to the podcast, and did you know what? I think when I first put it on, she must have been like, oh my god, what's this going to be like? But then after a little bit, she's like, actually, it's quite funny.
Yeah, no, I listened to it while I was working. Yeah,
we've had some good compliments from Ryan's missus is a listener, so Lawns, so that's good.
We should put that on the on the page. We should just put in quotations, quite funny, Nick's wife.
It's a great shout, yeah.
No, I really appreciate it. It's, I've only played D&D a couple of times, and...
Are you going to play with us then, now? You're not going to be a killer DM,
mate, that's my wife.
Yeah, sorry, mate, that's inappropriate. You're not going to be a killer DM, though, are you, again?
No, I might be a maid.
Promise? Ooh.
Yes.
There you go. Anyway. Very nice. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Millie.
Millie, everyone.
Pleasure. Woohoo!
Go away.
Get out. Fuck you.
I'm just a man walking down the street, and here I come, and I'm looking at...
fuck off!
Oh.
Shut up! I'm a fucking northerner. Give us your fucking phone. Yeah, fucking hell. Oh, you got podcasts on it. Got any good ones?
Well, only tabletop twats.
Shut the fuck up!
And Gary says, and considering you'll read out anything on the show, read this. Okay, here we go. I, Nick Lowney, take you, Harrison Hunt, to be my lawfully wedded podcaster, to have and to hold for this day forward.
You're not holding me.
For better and for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do us part. Oh dear. Thanks, mate. What is it with these fucking... Why is it Jamie started this? Because he said to everybody, honestly, you lot, send them anything, they will read out anything. And Gary's already been testing the water since we started.
I just don't like how uncomfortable that made me feel. That's my main problem.
I know, me too. I feel a bit eerie. This could kill our podcast.
No, it won't, man. The podcast already died when we did those songs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Nobody's listening.
That's why it's the mysterious podcast. Okay, thanks, Gaz. As always, keep them coming in, mate.
Or don't. Do what you like.
Brilliant. Right, next one is from the winner.
It's Manuel Sams.
Psalms. It's Mr. Manuel Psalms.
It's the big man.
The big winner. Okay, so he's asked, props at the table, yay or no?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Props are great.
If you can, I like it.
Not necessary, but yeah, if you can, why not? I mean, you improvised, used a little decoration. It was a giant tree. Really worked.
Oh yeah. And well, I suppose you could argue that often that maps are a prop.
Suppose, but
in a way. But I mean, yeah, I would love it, man. We have a dice tray that we roll into.
Ceremonial dice tray, yeah.
Yeah, and if we had a dice tower, we would use the fuck.
We haven't got a dice tower yet. Actually, funny you should mention dice towers because I entered a competition that Stephen Dragonspawn had posted on G+ for a really, really nice dice tower. I'm sure it was Stephen, I'll double check, but I'm sure it was. Lovely dice tower. It's a competition to win it, and it's like all wood and it lifts up and
nice.
It's lovely. Yeah, I'll show it to you after.
We better win that, Stephen.
Yeah, we really want to. No, it's not his competition.
Oh,
he's entered it as well, I think. But yeah,
don't win it, Stephen.
Go on to Nerds International and go on to check that out because you need to enter as well. It's very nice. But yeah, we haven't got dice tower yet, have we? But we've got a tray.
But yes, we would like to use props if we could. Like you know,
we use them on the fly as well. To be fair, like I mean, there was something on the shelf at mine once that was a perfect little jelly cube, and that's what a bad guy was in one of our games, wasn't it?
Yeah,
just kind of grabbed it and used it. So yeah, when we can, we will. And next bit is battle maps. None simple, paper or elaborate terrain models like papercraft and stuff like
that. The only thing I would say is I think it depends on the skill of the person making it.
Yeah,
not in like a shitty way, but yeah, it depends on how much time you have, how good an artist you are, whether or not you want to put in that.
Something that you can print off, I think I've seen, and you fold it all together and stuff.
But do you know what? Even if you drew your battle maps, right? Mm-hmm. Definitely have battle maps if the game requires it, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously. But if you don't want to draw it, don't. Just draw a box on the piece of paper and just put write the word desk in it. Doesn't matter.
That's it.
As long as people know where shit is, then that's fine.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead and draw these elaborate things, then do, because people enjoy it.
And it's amazing, some of it.
But if you can't be asked doing that, it really doesn't matter. There's been times, remember when I was really strapped for time and I've taken like 5 seconds to draw a map.
Just a little doodle. I mean, some of my stuff's really just like I got in from work and had half an hour to quickly knock something up just to show everybody where they were. But it works, and no one cares. It's just all it really is to help the imagination.
Yeah, because you can just imagine it.
Spark the imagination, as I say.
But it's good.
Yeah, and the last one is a weird one. Who is the real Alan Rickman?
What the hell?
What does that come up again?
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know. Maybe it's a code word.
Alan.
Might be a German thing.
Was he a footballer?
Tabletop Twats. I can't do it.
And our last question's coming from Barry Hollands, my brother-in-law, bless him.
Big Baz.
Big bad Baz, yeah. And he's asked, if someone buys a copy of Hamlet, takes it back in time to Shakespeare, he then rewrites it and claims it as his own. Then through the years, the book ends up in the same bookshop and is bought and then taken back in time. Who actually wrote Hamlet?
That's pretty.
Cool, that's
pretty confusing, but it's actually quite close to the truth, Barry. Shakespeare didn't write a lot of what he claimed to write. Look it up, read about it.
It's, oh my god, conspiracy. What is this conspiracy podcast?
I had a doobie once and now I believe this.
I knew you had a fucking foil hat. I thought I saw one on the shelf over there.
That is fashionable, Nick.
Stops the aliens.
Stops the aliens. Keeps it cool. Keeps it classy.
No more voices.
Good question, Barry.
Cheers, Baz. Keep them coming in, buddy.
You the Barry.
You the Baz. So that's all the questions. And lastly, I'd like to thank Lee Shepernick. Shepernick? I might have got that wrong. Might have butchered your name. Sorry, I've definitely butchered your name. Sorry, Nick. That's my name. Sorry, Lee. Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. I got it wrong. Sorry, Lee. But anyway, we'd like to say thank you because he wrote the books that we spoke about in the last podcast, the Savage Worlds, War of the Dead, and World of the Dead. He got in touch and so thanks very much. And he's actually got a Kickstarter out which I backed, which is the Apocalypse campaign guide, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
It's again, it's Savage Worlds. It's a dual book. One is a rule toolkit, and the other is a setting compendium for running a variety of apocalypse-style games in Savage Worlds. So
Lee is a little bit of a genius.
Pretty cool,
go
yeah.
onto his Kickstarter. Actually, this is free advertising. No, you have to pay us. Don't go to his Kickstarter.
Hold on, do go to his Kickstarter because he linked our podcast, you div.
Idiot. Do go there.
Please do go there, or don't.
But no, he is very good at what he does.
He's very cool, man. It looks good. I'm really looking forward to this Kickstarter. And yeah, he said that he'd send us over a fake game to look at. I think it's Daring Comics, which is pretty cool. So I'm quite looking forward to that. So we're going to check that out as well.
Thanks, Lee.
Oh, perfect. And
my name is Approche, and when I'm narrating RPGs about slaves and me being the master, I'm listening to the TableTopTwats.
I don't even know what the fucking voice that was.
I like that. Lastly, I'd like to say a massive thank you to David Scott, the very knowledgeable savage man.
He's a savage man.
Oh my god, fucking this. You got me laughing now.
Sorry.
I'd like to thank, and lastly, I'd like
to thank Mr. Savage.
I'd like to
keep it savage.
I'd like to thank one of the savage. And lastly, this has got loads of outtakes. And lastly, I'd like to thank David Scott Savage from over on the Savage Worlds GM Hangout, who mentioned our show. They pimped our show, which was lovely.
Oh, nice.
Really nice of him. Yeah, so thanks a lot, David.
Thank you, David.
That was awesome.
Keep it savage. 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 As you will have heard at the beginning of the pod, we're part of the Nerds International Network of guys, and those
over on Jamal.
A bunch of creative guys that make awesome projects relating to nerd stuff.
Yeah, and we wanted to talk about, because it's got a new logo and it's really cool, is the Murder Hobo Show, which is Eric Lamoureux's his thing. He's got loads of brilliant, there's tutorials on there for Fantasy Grounds, which I need to check out. Because
so if you want to start gaming online, playing tabletop RPGs with your pals.
Yeah, I think he's starting a Rippers game.
He's got tutorials, and he's uploaded some playthroughs on there as well.
Yeah, there's some playthrough. I'm sure there is, and then he's like I said, he's starting a Rippers game soon as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, go check it out. And also I've just got to say that the logo was done by Eric Quigley, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Really, really cool. So that's the Murder Hobo Show.
Hello, it's me, John Dupree. That's so bad.
So that was another episode of Tabletop Dick Mittens,
and we would like to say thanks for getting this far. I can't believe you're still listening.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I doubt there are many people listening. So yeah, if you'd like to get in touch with us,
then please do, because we respond to most things that we get sent. If you're not a nutter, we'll respond to you.
Yeah, except for that person that keeps sending nappies.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, you weirdo.
Yeah, we don't like them. But apart from that, anything else?
Everyone else is really cool. So you can get in touch with us on Jamal, and the address is tabletoptwats@gmail.com.
Yep.
And you can get in touch with us on Twitter,
which is @TabletopTwats,
or on Facebook at /TabletopT. So that's how we'll do, motherfuckers.
And we pretty much live now over on G+.
Yeah, so search for us on
International.
Google Plus.
We're in there now. Yeah, check us out on the G+, and yeah, come and say hi to everyone at the network. There's loads going on there.
Also, I wanted to say, send us your stories and send us... fuck. Sorry.
Also?
I want to say, send us your stories and send us your photos and pictures as well.
Yeah.
Because I want to see that. Like, I was thinking about that last
week. Your games would be nice.
Yeah, like, take a picture of like, some games that you've been playing, or your table, your maps,
your setup,
mini painting that you've done, anything.
Yeah, anything you like.
We want to see that stuff, because it's... I always find it cool to see what other people do.
As well. Yeah, it's really nice.
And the stories are cool as well. Like, we got Jeanette's one, but we want some more funny ones as well. So keep shit like that coming to us.
Yeah, we love it. We really do.
That's not really a funny ending, though, is it, Nick?
That's more of just a plea.
It's just a plea for content.
Please, or contact.
Yes, please, somebody contact us. We've been trapped inside this beholder for a long time.
Please, it stinks.
It stinks in here.
Fuck you now, get me out of here.
I think that'll do.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Goodbye, everyone.
Laters.
Chicken McBosh. Previously on Tabletop Twats.
It's me, Alan Rickman. That Harrison that you do this stupid cast pod with is actually a space criminal.
So Alan, how the fuck do we stop him?
We're going to travel through time to a point where he was weaker and shoot him in the noggin.
Where are we going?
Neo Tokyo.
Flying cars! And look at all the lights! Fuck, this place is amazing!
It's just Neo Tokyo. According to my chronolocator, we travelled 800 years into the future. Do you not find that more impressive than a flying taxi?
Yeah. Oh shit, ow, who's this guy? Coming over.
Oh god.
Send your wool on when he goes to my... Sorry mate, I only speak English. What's he saying now?
Oh, he's asking for change. Give me a minute. Majine Buta-chan. Hi. Doko kani ite. Wulong janai. Sorry, Nick. I forgot to give you this.
A Bluetooth headset?
It's a universal translator.
Whoa! So I'll be able to understand any language?
Actually, just English and Japanese. It's early in development. Anyway, look at that club across the street.
Batu Sakuso?
Yes, it's actually Harrison's club, and as I said, we've gone 800 years into the future, so it means we've travelled to a point where he's a powerful crime boss, but hasn't yet entered his unkillable cell regen phase.
So, we stand a chance?
Yes, indeed, Nick. Or more accurately, no. We need to get you a weapon first. Then we'll stand a chance. Come, there's a munitions conveni round the corner. Okay, go into the weapon shop and buy a gun.
Well, what sort of gun should I get?
Whatever type you're comfortable with. You ever been clay pigeon shooting?
Yeah.
So get a scatter beam rifle or something. Take my Wulong card. There should be enough on there to get you something decent.
Aren't you coming in with me?
You'll be fine. I'm just going to have a quick Omni vape.
Okay.
Hello. What the fuck do you want?
I've been instructed to buy a scatter beam gun. How much is one of those?
Those are 400 Wulongs each. No returns.
I'll take...
But today, we've got a special deal.
Oh yeah? What's that?
2 flasks of throwing acid for 350 Wulongs.
Throwing acid?
It's better than a scatter beam gun. Beam weapons is girls' weapons. For cowards. Real men fight with acid.
I don't know.
Look, I'll do you a deal. 2 acids, and I'll throw in these sunglasses too. Can't say fairer than that.
Deal.
No return.
Deal.
Did you get a weapon?
Yeah, and these 6 shades. So what weapon did you get?
Oh, just some throwing acid?
What?
You know, throwing acid for real men.
I heard you, you dullard. I just can't believe my ears. That was the last of my I mean, are you You are a complete... Oh, forget it. We'll have to improvise when we get there. Maybe stab him or something.
Sorry, Al.
Don't talk for quite a while.
Oh. This club smells like a dump.
This is just the queue. You wait till you get inside.
If we ever get inside, look at the size of that bloody queue. Would they let us in straight away if we had some, women with us? Look, here comes some now.
No, don't.
Excuse me, what's your name, love?
Jodie.
Okay, Jodie, beautiful name, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I like your sunglasses.
I think you'll agree I look pretty sick. But you should definitely see me dance. Shall we go inside together?
Okay.
Almost forgot my buddy here. Al.
Hello, skank.
Whoa, he gets real lonely, so needs to come with us. Do you have a friend for him?
Yeah, my mate's coming. She's just getting some cash out. Oi, Momoko-chan, hurry up, love. Shut up, you filthy tart.
My friend has got a weird sense of humour. Just ignore him. Come on, ladies, let's go. All right, mate. Any chance of getting in? It's absolutely freezing out here.
Oh, you got any ladies with you?
Certainly have, as you can see. The lovely Jodie's here.
Yeah, these are definitely women, yes. Alright, yeah, you can go in.
Sweet, thanks, mate.
No worries, see ya. Have a good night, alright?
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Come in. Right, should we get a drink? You have served your purpose, hideous wenches. Now go into the night and shut up forever. How dare you? Oh, please. I'm dealing with things your tiny brain couldn't even comprehend. Sod off. I will. Fuck you.
Sorry, ladies. Ow, come on, man. That was a bit out of order.
Come on. Let's get to work. There's a VIP balcony through here, by the stage. He's likely to be up there.
Whoa, this place is packed. It's going to be a sick night, isn't it, Al?
Don't lose sight of the mission, Nikk. Look, up there on the balcony.
Is that's him? Holy fuck! I'm not sure about the greased hair and leather jacket, though.
Never mind the jacket. It's the bodyguards I'm worried about. We need to find a way to get him on his own so we can kill him and run away. I'll go and buy a drink. That way we can break the bottle to stab him with if need be.
Fair enough, mate. I'll wait here. I'm going to scope him out and work on a plan. Fuck, man, this is rocking! Woohoo! Yes!
Hey, nice moves.
Cheers, that was called the old Lambot.
You don't understand sarcasm, do you?
You what?
Never mind, dude. I'll have a beer, please.
What?
A beer!
Huh, sorry, buddy. You're gonna have to speak up.
A beer, you fuckbin!
I've got it. Alan's gonna love this. Hey, Alan, I've got a plan.
Oh, you idiot. You
Oh, he looks a bit busy. Never mind, Alan. I'm just gonna go with it. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Can I just?
What the hell?
Do you mind if I? Sorry. Can I just get past it? Sorry. I know. Sorry.
Oh, he touched my bum.
I definitely didn't do that. Sorry.
Big rapist.
I didn't. Sorry. Excuse me. Just want to thank you.
Oh, mate, watch it.
Sorry. Let me just. Whoop, up we go, and just grab that bit there. Pull it. Oh, that's it. And. Oh. Hi. Al. I got on the stage. I thought this would help, but I don't think I really thought the plan through much further than this. Al, what shall I do now, mate?
I've never met that man in my life.